Hello, welcome to SquishiVision. I've just watched Strange New Worlds Under the Cloak of War. This is my immediate quick reaction to the episode. So, this is very much a mood whiplash from last week's episode, which was comedy. Whereas we go to see the violent, bloody side of war and explore the trauma that you get from that. So, Babs Olasan Mukun does a really good job as a manga in this episode, just playing.
Motion detected at the front door.
Alexa, volume 0. Just playing like the trauma of things he's going through and like boiling it under the surface. There's some degree of like intrigue and like mysteries episode, which I think kind of came through as well. I was always confused about kind of what we were meant to be like understanding as the reality, but I mean, now I've read Memory Alpha, I'm caught up on what happened. It just didn't come through to me in the episode. But I mean, it makes sense that, you know, several people of Starfleet would be acting this way because this is like fresh after the Klingon War, and so obviously there's going to be like a lot of like harsh feelings floating around and the search. So we get some flashbacks to during the war. And some more kind of members' history. I mean, part of it seems like a bit excessive. Like, but I mean, you know, this character is essentially a minor, or was a minor kind of recurring role in the original series. And it's kind of like, oh, it turns out he was actually this badass Black Ops one-man army kind of individual, and I'm like, well, I mean, most things like it's beyond the realms of possibility, but the idea that I think my mic's going too loud. Got to turn it down from yesterday. The idea that I've seen it a few times in newer Trek that to give his character something background. I've got had this like kind of superhuman war history, and it seems just a bit kind of excessive. But I mean, you know, it's not taking me out of anything. It was just in my mind. Like, I don't know what I'm getting at here, to be honest. But that's just kind of what. But apart from that, I mean, like I said, Olan-san Mukun is doing a really good job in the role. That kind of quiet fury, but then the kind of outbursts. Think of a human character, he's given a lot to work with, and he does that. But equally, so does Jess Bush as Chapel, and indeed even like Melissa Navia as Ortega's. They also do really good jobs of playing that kind of trauma, and then obviously Anson Mount having to like mediate the whole thing. Robert Wisdom plays a really well done kind of background. This is very bad reactions. I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the medical stuff a lot. Like that emergency triage, because I've had to do emergency triage, and it's kind of, I mean, obviously not in war, but still. And the idea that, you know, I mean, essentially, what this episode is exploring the very mature topic of, you know, can you go through conflict and come out the same person, and it establishing that actually it's very hard for that to be the case. So I always like what Star Trek deals with the idea of like mental trauma, because it's I think Star Trek more than like any other show actually deals with it in a kind of very somber, mature way, and this episode does that very much the case here. And I like the kind of analogy of the bed. That was fun. What else do I like about the episode? I've just seen my face in the preview and it looked very serious there for a second. I got distracted. That's happening a lot nowadays. You just gotta have to deal with it. Oh dear, my brain's gone. I'm not doing very well with these things. And yes, for having guilt and guilt as well, it deals with guilt a whole bunch. Like the fact that my member has to deal with the fact that because he didn't go on a mission, people died, and that's obviously a little trauma he holds. People are speculating this is maybe the reason why he's not a chief medical officer in the original series. I mean, it might be. I don't feel there needs to be a particular reason why he gets pushed out of position. Sometimes people just, I mean, I always assumed that it was very much just more a case of he decided that he needed to, his career moved on, he stepped away from that role. I always assumed he even left Enterprise, and the 2 times I've seen him in Enterprise were just the 2 occasions that he kind of cycles back on, because we established that in real series people don't like stay in Enterprise, they don't necessarily stay in Enterprise for like long periods of time. They have, you know, they do coordinate with like other ships and other star bases. So I always assumed that people cycled on and off Enterprise, and we obviously had the permanent crew and he had like temporary crew. So I just assumed that my member moved on with his career and occasionally cycled back on. But obviously he isn't going to take up his role as a chief medical officer if he's on like on a temporary basis. But some people are speculating that because he killed the Klingon in this episode. And I like it a little bit ambiguous that it's not clear who actually started the fight. I like that was what happened. This was a really, really bad review. I'm just gonna probably end it there because I've got to get off anyway. So I've got things to do. Maybe that's why I'm doing so bad. I just have so much things in my mind. Okay, that's me done. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.